This is the last question, and it comes from Harold Gill. And I promise Harold and I are not related, but he has an amazing question here. And that is, what are the first 3 things you need if you want to become a personal brand? Now, I get asked this question on the regular when I'm at a conference, online. People constantly ask me, Carlos, what does it take to build a personal brand? Now, let me address a couple of things here. Why do you want to have a personal brand? Like that's question number 1. So like I would throw this back on you with like, what are the 3 things that Harold wants to know? The first is evaluate why you want to have a online presence. What do you envision that doing for you? Let me tell you watching this, you have a personal brand. I have a personal brand. That personal brand is not necessarily defined by how many social media followers I have or you have. That's the brand of you. Every single individual on this planet has a personal brand, and that's the brand of you. When you're out in your community, are you likable? Are you relatable? Are you giving value to people? Like these are all things that have been happening for decades, centuries before there was even the rise of social media. But I get Harold's question because people view personal brand as a business. So if we're gonna look at personal branding as a business, and yes, it is a business, but if we're gonna talk about personal branding as a business, then let's talk business. Because otherwise, you see where I'm going with this? Otherwise, there's no need for you to even inquire about what does it take to create a personal brand or have a personal brand if you're not looking to use this from a business standpoint. So, first 3 things that you need are 1, evaluate why do you want to have a personal brand? What do you envision that your personal brand is going to do for you? 2, what do you want to be known for? And I think that's what people ultimately need to think about as they're going through this complex process of creating a brand. You have to be known for something. And I've heard from several colleagues and counterparts of mine that say like, you don't need a niche, you can just, kind of do you and just be, but like, who are you? At the end of the day, when someone says your name, what do you want to be known for? I know that when people say Carlos Gill, I want them to say, oh, he's that marketing guy. He's that speaker. He's that guy that talks about social media. That's what I become known for. And that's the lane that I stay in. I'm not out trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just staying in my lane and focusing on what I know that I'm good at, which is social media marketing. So whatever your lane is that you create for yourself, that is that self-evaluation of why do I want a personal brand and what do I want to be known for. Then the third piece is you have to go out and create content. So I want to break this down. Having a personal brand is not a linear path. Like I can't say do this one thing and you are going to have a brand. It is really complex. It takes years to build a brand. It doesn't happen overnight. There are so many steps that you have to take. So don't get so wrapped up in like, I need a videographer. I need to have my own D-Rock. I need to like do this and that. And I see what Gary Vee does, so I need to do what he does. No, just get started. So my recommendation to you is 1, jump into already existing communities. You don't need to start creating your own community or create your own tribe. Instagram gives you 1 billion people to network with. Boom. LinkedIn gives you 600 million people to network with. Facebook gives you 2 billion people to network with and groups. Join them. See what people are already talking about that you could contribute to and add value to those conversations. And as you do this organically, people will know that you exist. And that's the objective from my standpoint of personal branding is people need to know that you exist in order for you to really have a personal brand that people want to follow. So how are you going to make it known that you exist? That's by joining communities, jumping into conversations that are already happening where you can just add to the dialogue. Like think of it as if you're at a Chamber of Commerce event and people are having a glass of wine and a beer and they're just talking shop and you just literally say like, hey, do you guys mind if I interrupt or I join? And then you just listen to what's going on, you pay attention in person, and then at some point when you feel like the moment is right for you to interject and contribute, then you contribute. Social media works the same exact way. Now, from the content standpoint, I recommend that you write content pertinent to what it is that you do, and you create video content pertinent to what you do. As you write, as you create, you will have content to share. And again, content is one piece of the complex equation of branding. The other is distribution. You need to be able to distribute that content somewhere. And kind of the last piece is consumption. Who's going to consume it if no one knows that you exist? And that kind of goes back to my first point around community, and even before that, my point around why do you want to have a personal brand? So with that being said, hopefully, Harold, I answered the 3 things that you need if you want to become a personal brand. And it's just a matter, man, of going out and doing it. There's no other rhyme or reason. I'm actually pulling up your account right here so I could give you some on-the-spot coaching, and I hope no one else minds. But I'd like getting these questions because a lot of individuals, I think, want to have a personal brand for, in some cases, selfish reasons. They want to be, and this isn't saying that Harold is this way at all because I don't know him, but there are individuals that I feel want to have a personal brand so they can be internet famous, so they can feel better about themselves. And let me tell you guys this, it's all facade, it's all smoke and mirrors. Like, it's exhausting having a personal brand. It's a lot of fucking work to just keep up with having a personal brand. So if you haven't gotten started yet, my recommendation to you is you really evaluate, is this a path that you really need to go down? Once you're on the path, you really need to hunker down and create content. It's like anything else, right? It's like anything else that you build. You need to be committed to the game. You need to be committed to, the art of what we're doing here, which is create. And then it's not just the create part, it's the consume. You also have to consume people's content. You have to converse. I would say that I probably spend a good 5 to 6 hours a day just on my phone having conversations with people. He can tell you. Luigi can tell you how many times I'm just on my phone messaging people, doing voice talk to text, DMs, emails. It's no joke. So if you want to be internet famous, what's your plan? And whatever your plan is, go make it happen. But just know this, that the people that are really making it happen at the top, they have resources that are backing them up. And that's not something that you acquire on day one. It's something that over time just comes to you. So going back to Harold, I see that he has shirts here called the Original Loteria shirt. So he's trying to grow his t-shirt company. I think this is a matter, my man, of you being the face of your brand. I see a very pretty young lady that's on your Instagram that's wearing a shirt. I don't know if that's your wife or your girlfriend, but I would say, dude, if you're looking to grow the notoriety of your t-shirt company, it goes back to what I write about in the end of marketing. People are brands. So I want to see you wearing your shirt. I want to see your homies wearing your shirt. I want to see you doing a backyard barbecue, hanging out on a Sunday, having a Corona, wearing the shirt. You do more of that. What you're doing is not marketing, it's personification. Now with that, I want to thank Harold, Keegan, Larry, everyone that asked a question. And I want to keep this dialogue going, so I want to invite you to follow me at CarlosGill83 on Twitter and also on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow me and ask your questions there. And you never know, it might just end up here the next time I'm at the YouTube space in New York. Also, be sure to check out The End of Marketing. It's my all new book. You can get it at endofmarketingbook.com. I guarantee you that The End of Marketing is going to teach you not only about personal branding, but it's going to teach you the strategy, the formula, the framework to humanize your brand and future-proof your career. And that is real talk. Let's get it.